The next step here is preparing the dough for its rise. And you can see I have the digital scale here. It's all zeroed out. And I make a 15-inch pizza. And with that, I use about 250 grams of flour here. Use an extra little pinch. There we go, 250. And then this is the tricky part here. Is pizza makers make dough by its percent hydration, and when I make a pizza here in Texas, it's a 63% hydration, which 250 times 63% is about 158, 159 grams of water. This might vary depending on where you live, or altitude, temperature, time of year, but this is where having some experience in playing around with the dough mixture has come in handy. So I'm going to get this to about 158, 159 or so. Oh, and before I had this water ready here, I already microwaved it. About 159, 160 here. It actually really is important to have this right. Let's see here, 159. That's about right. And, so anyway, 158, 159. That's probably perfect. But the hydration is really important because it determines the workability of your dough, how it rises. If it's too wet, it's going to stick all over it. Everything's going to be a big mess. If it's too dry, it's not going to have the same workability and elasticity when it's wet. And so sometimes it just takes a couple trial runs to figure out which percent hydration you want, but it'll probably be somewhere between 60 and 65%. I've kind of toyed around with everything in that range there, and really there is actually sometimes a big difference between 63% and 62%. It's kind of weird how that works, but it's true, and any true baker or pizzaiolo will probably weigh other ingredients. Okay, so what you do here is, oh, another thing, that's right, I microwaved this water so it's sort of warm. Okay, so it's not hot. You don't want to get too hot, but I want to activate this yeast. So what I'm going to do here is I already have this measured out here. This is half a teaspoon of that dry active yeast. I'm going to put that right in here. And the reason I'm going to weigh this is because it's really about 1.5 grams here, but this digital scale doesn't measure in the half-gram range, so I figured out that for this 250 gram and 159 of water recipe, that about half a teaspoon is a proper amount of yeast for this mixture. So I add that to the warm water. Like I said, it's not hot, it's just warm to the touch. And then I just mix it up there, and then I let this sit for about at least 10 minutes. Sometimes I go 20 minutes, and that's just to kind of just dissolve the yeast and sort of get the activation process going. So I gotta let that go, and then once that's done, I'm gonna add the water and yeast to the mixer. I'm gonna close it down, and that'll be the next step in the next video. So we're gonna let this activate here, and we'll be back.